Ah, yes. Powercreep. The bane of every gacha game's existence. One of the few ways to make new characters appealing to the new players while fading the others out of existence. To explain Powercreep in the simplest way I possibly can, it's a process where newer options available to players become more powerful as the game continues. In the context of Genshin, this applies to the new characters released over the course of the game. We've already seen this happen many times. Diluc with Hu Tao and Yoimiya, Keqing with Raiden and Miko, Razor with Eula. The list goes on and will most likely continue. But I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I honestly think Genshin handles power creep quite well. Hey, whoa, 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 relax. I see you going into the comment section. Just hear me out, alright? Take your hands off your keyboard and listen. And while you're there, if you like these type of commentary videos and chill streams, remember to sub and like if you enjoy. Help me out so I can reach 1.5k subs soon. Thanks, appreciate it. Anyways, yeah, you heard what I said. Don't get me wrong though, there are obviously blatant examples of power creep just as listed before, but does that really change the game and the standards that we may have as a community for new characters? It honestly depends on how you view this game. Personally, I really feel like this game is easy, so ethically I don't believe power creep is a big issue in this game. It's still present in the game, and it's still a problem, yeah. I don't think it's as big of a problem as you might think though. Let me continue with some more examples though. Let's talk about Nilou, for example, the newest Hydro character announced as of recording this video. From what we saw, Nilou has been shown to work in a very specific team, mainly Bloom teams that consist of mainly Hydro and Dendro. She's most likely the main DPS of that team, and she seems to scale pretty well with HP from what I've heard. Sounds pretty good, right? Now let's compare her to Childe and Ayato, the other two Hydro main DPS characters in the game. In my opinion, I think that Childe and Ayato both work well in the same teams, pretty much. Maybe one team is a little better than the other, but let's not split too many hairs. Now, assuming that Nilou is pretty good in Bloom teams, and perhaps maybe the best option, does that take away the fact that Childe and Ayato are both really good? No. Not really. I wouldn't say so at all. Although Nilou may be the best option for Bloom teams, that's probably the only team that she'll be good in over Ayato and Childe. Outside of that, both of the other Hydro DPS characters are really good in whatever teams they fit in, possibly including Bloom as well. This is a very early take on Nilou's overall kit, but I highly doubt she will power creep the other characters in terms of overall general use. Now let's take a look at another example, Kazuha and Venti. Since Venti's getting another rerun, I thought I'd mention this. I know a lot of you guys are going to say that Kazuha power crept Venti, and as much as I do agree, I don't think that takes away how Venti is still a very good character. In general usage, Kazuha is more useful than Venti, but what Venti does best is crowd control, and I don't think it's even close between the two. It just so happens that we don't see many of the smaller mobs as much as we do before. But notice, whenever Abyss contains mainly smaller mobs, Venti's usage rate becomes one of the highest in the entire game when it comes to the Abyss. It may not be higher than Kazuha's, but it's still really high, right? The point of what I'm trying to say is that the standards that we have for characters' power level are already pretty high, so the chances of power creep occurring will still be present, but I don't think it will be as high as it was when the game first came out. Kind of like the differences between Ayaka and Ganyu. Although Ganyu is the overall better option in my opinion, that doesn't shift Ayaka out of the meta, because what she excels at is completely different than what Ganyu excels at, and since she does it so well, she so happens to be really good in the overall meta. This game is easy enough to the point where you can clear Abyss and any other content with whatever characters you like. Despite the number of times more Pyro characters got released, Diluc still remains as a solid character that can take you through the Abyss. He might not do it as fast as the others, but he can still do it. I honestly think this will continue to stay the same as the game progresses. When Sino releases, I think he will be pretty good, but he wouldn't likely power creep Raiden. When a new Childe releases, it will most likely not replace Zhongli. When a new Dendro applicator comes out, they will likely replace Kale and Traveler, but that's not to say that you still can't use them, right? The list goes on and on. Personally, I believe we are already in a phase of a game where there is a well-established meta to the point where newer releases won't really change it by much. Notice that when Dendro released, a lot of the other team comps didn't get pushed out of relevancy. Maybe that will change when more Dendro characters are released, but for now, I don't think it will change. I don't believe it will change up how a lot of characters are still viable. In a game where pretty much no balance changes are made and the game remains pretty easy, I personally think that it's impressive that older characters are still pretty viable, right? I love how I'm still able to clear the Abyss with a lot of my older characters. I also enjoyed how I don't have to worry about my favorite characters being pushed out of relevancy due to power creep. This may change in the future, but personally, I think in the long term, Genshin is doing a good job handling power creep without any sort of balancing changes. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like and sub if you haven't. I'm trying to reach 1.5k subs soon, so the support really means a lot. I wish everyone good luck pulling for the characters in 3.1. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I will see you all next time. Peace and take care.